Hi guys, welcome to the Daynard channel. I'm Lisa. The family received a Cricut Maker 3 for Christmas. We've been making a few things, t-shirts and a couple of vinyl stickers to go on water bottles. And I thought today I might try and be a little more adventurous, and I tried to make a weekly menu that would go up on our refrigerator. So what I did is loaded the Cricut program, and the days of the week and the menu fonts were actually images in the Cricut subscription. So I just inputted those, and I liked what I saw. I made them black, and I think they're gonna look great. So I loaded my roll of vinyl into the Cricut Maker, and we actually have a roll dispenser. And I just wanted to make sure that the sizing was going to be great. So I created a rectangle or square to go over top of the words. And I saw that it was about 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. So just want to make sure that it fit. The roll that I have, I realized wasn't going to work for the Cricut Maker 3 because it wasn't the Smart Cricut paper. I thought it was. I have a roll of it and I picked the wrong one. That was actually the Oracle paper, which works great as well. And this is the shinier. It was the shinier of the blacks. I wasn't thinking when I did it. So I had to put it on the mat, which is fine. I just cut it down to a smaller size, loaded it, and watched the magic happen. It really didn't take too long. It's a pretty quick cut considering there's about 8 words that it did, right? The 7 days of the week and then menu. Now this is an old wipe dispenser. And I was looking for things that are easy to take the vinyl off the end of the weeding tool. And this seems to work really well. It is pretty large, but it's what I had, so I used that. So I was trying to peel the vinyl off the mat, and I should have maybe been a bit more careful because it was curling the vinyl a little bit. So just I should go a bit slower. There's all these things that I'm learning as I go along the way. This is really the 3rd or 4th thing that I've ever made. So I was trimming all the words out so that I had them easily accessible to take the vinyl off. I know some people like to weed on the mat already stuck. Depending on the size of my projects, I kind of like just having them cut out small in front of me, depending how big they are. So that's what I did. I just cut them out. Trim them up. Went pretty quick. And then I started peeling the vinyl away from the words. And as I started, I hadn't had any trouble up until this point in any of my other projects because the font I used was fairly large. This one was a little bit smaller, a little bit more narrow. If I was to make the same project again, I probably would make the words a little bit larger, or maybe even bold them. So I was taking my time, trying to make sure it wasn't peeling up. Some of them went way better than others, as you can see. So I just peeled all the large vinyl around, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to weed out the individual small little sections for like the Y and the D and the A and the E, all the center sections. It's actually pretty satisfying, peeling the vinyl off. There's something gratifying about just taking that all off. And the slower you go, the better. So I've sped this up. So I think the total recording it took me like 28 minutes to do all of them and stick them down. So I wasn't gonna make you watch that whole process in real time. So as I was doing the menu, you'll notice the E pops right off. And at this point I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to recut the word. But with my magic hands and my magic tool, I got it to lay back down basically exactly where it had come off. So that was a nice save. I was a little stressed that I was gonna have to recut the word. Not that that was a huge deal because I do have the extra vinyl. I could do it, but if you have to redo something over again, it can be a little disheartening. So I was using my recycled white bin to catch all the extra vinyl and peel it off the weeding tool. Worked really, really well. So once I get all that weeded, the next step is to get it onto the transfer tape. And the transfer tape that I had came in the bundle I bought, the Oracle bundle, or I got for Christmas. And the transfer tape is Oracle brand. And I like the way that it has the grid lines on it, so you can cut them and make them nice rectangles. So I cut 3 separate pieces and I just use them over and over again. I haven't been too successful to use the same piece for a number of projects, like over 3 or 4 times, because I end up ripping it or getting a little section caught if there's a little bump. So I know I've seen some people on YouTube say they've used their piece over and over 20 times. I haven't reached that point yet of mastery, so I feel it's a skill. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. As I was doing this, I realized that it was a little bit chilly in our house. So I'm not sure if that was causing some trouble in terms of it sticking to the paper or even sticking to the whiteboard. But some of them weren't coming off. But I found if I actually used my hand to rub the vinyl on a little bit, then use the tool, it seemed to work a bit better. So as I go through, I mean, Monday was painful to put on. Tuesday was a little bit better. As I went on, like Saturday and Sunday, near the end, I actually used my hand and rubbed it first, and then I got them on no problem. Now the spacing, I was trying to kind of use a ruler, eyeball it a little bit, because there's no actual horizontal lines for them to line up for, and it's cursive writing. It doesn't need to be exactly perfect, but I was trying to line it up the best I could. I was going to put the workday weeks on one side. I was actually hoping to put them all under each other, but as I realized, the board's actually not that big. So I thought I'd split the weekend up from the weekdays, and the spacing seemed to allow that. So Saturday and Sunday, I was going to make horizontal with Tuesday and Thursdays to sort of create a balance. And it seems to look okay as I was setting it up there. I think it looks all right. And then I was trying to eyeball and see if I had spaced them out properly. So then I ended up just getting a little piece of the backing of the vinyl, and I just made a little rectangle, and I just sort of used that as a quick little spacer. And that seemed to give me a good estimate of how much I was leaving between the words. I know some people are probably like, oh no, I would use a ruler, I would measure it out completely. I know Harold would do that. But I'm more of a stick it on and see what happens. So you can see I'm using my hand to sort of heat up the vinyl to get it to unstick from the transfer tape. And some of them worked so much better than others, just, you know, sticking right on to the transfer tape and coming right off the backing. Like that Sunday came off no problem. Saturday came off no problem. Whereas Monday and Tuesday I was having trouble with the Y and some of the smaller little sections. So I put Saturday and Sunday on at the same time, using my hand, peeling off slowly. It looks like I'm going pretty quick, but I'm not. I'm going very, very slowly. And I think the end result turned out quite nice. I'm very excited to start using this and actually have more of a plan for our meals. Now that we're back in school and everything's a rush and everything's opening up, it's nice to have an idea and have a plan sort of in the morning. All right, we're going to do that. I'm going to make sure that's out. So I'm really excited how this project turned out. And got to think about project number 2. Thanks for watching.